film opens with an old man, the owner of a bookstore, as he receives a shipment of books to place in one of the library rooms. Among the collection, there's a strange and very rare book. At that moment, a man with sinister features enters. His name is Jescob. He had already arranged with the bookstore owner to purchase that rare book. Jescob begins reading through it and discovers mention of a magical medallion with extraordinary powers, a medallion currently in the possession of a young boy named Jay. When Jescob pays the bookstore owner for the book, the man protests that the sum is far too little. Jescob then threatens him with a knife, warning that he will end his life. Fearing for his safety and aware of Jescob's evil intentions, the bookstore owner reluctantly accepts the money. Elsewhere, we meet Inspector Eddie, who is standing by a food truck waiting for his meal. Just then, his colleague contacts him to inform him that Jescob's location has been tracked. Eddie immediately abandons everything and rushes to join his team, preparing to intercept Jescob and his gang. The officers learn that Jescob and his men are heading to a temple known as Coin. Without hesitation, they set out at full speed toward the site. Meanwhile, Jescob's right-hand man, arrives at the temple first and manages to get inside. After searching extensively, he finds young Jay, who is in the middle of performing special rituals with his medallion, aided by a group of priests. At this moment, Eddie and his team reach the temple, but Eddie refuses to enter with weapons, believing it to be sacrilegious. Instead, his colleague Watson leads the rest of the officers inside while Eddie waits outside. Suddenly, Eddie notices a powerful light shining from an opening in the ground. Compelled, he descends through it to find the source. There he discovers Jescob and Jescob's men securing the area. A fight breaks out, and Eddie manages to overpower them all, pushing his way deeper into the temple until he finally confronts Jescob. At that time, Jescob is pressuring Jay to hand over the magical medallion and help him unlock its supernatural power. When Jescob realizes Eddie's presence, he quickly escapes with Jescob and the rest of his men. Afterwards, Eddie discusses the matter with a fellow officer named Sun, trying to understand why Jescob sought out the temple and the boy Jay. It becomes clear that none of them yet know anything about the medallion's hidden power. 2 weeks later, Jescob's attempts to capture Jay are still ongoing, as he seeks to persuade the boy to hand over the medallion. He sends his men to the place where Jay is hiding, on a boat anchored at sea, to abduct him. But Eddie and a few police officers are already watching the area. At the same time, a maritime security unit arrives, and a firefight breaks out between them and Jescob's gang.